sit that right there, don't go nowhere, little baby gon' shake that, 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 shit, yeah, I like that, bring that right here, sit that right there, don't go.
Back with another reaction video. Today we are reacting to a Red Tree Stories video. Psycho girlfriend realizes she isn't going home. I would hope not. Bro, look at this lady. Let me transition. She looks insane, brother. Let's get right into it.
Have you ever seen a suspect laugh at a detective's joke, only to realize they shouldn't be laughing because they are facing murder charges?
Everything inside the purse is yours. It's not his purse.
No.
Okay.
No.
You never know. It's 2020.
Yeah.
But the firearm is
hearing
his.
that from you.
I might be a psychopath. The joke was funny. Like, when it comes to jokes, you gotta look at who's delivering the joke and the timing of the joke. She said, "You sure the person ain't his?" You know, it is 2020. She ain't got letter coalition, nigga. This is hilarious. Damn. I might be a psychopath. Let's get back into this.
Yeah, it belonged to him. He lent it to me, but...
Back in early 2020, Amber Rose was taken into custody.
Amber
The police
Rose,
believe
nigga,
she
please.
shot the
Never
man
in
she was
life.
living with and then used a
Put some
knife on his
respect on
throat.
Amber Rose, nigga.
Despite his wounds, the man ran out of the apartment they shared and collapsed in front of a local nightclub right down the street. Amber had been chasing him, and when she reached him, she used the knife a second time on his throat.
It's up to you. Like I said, they mentioned on scene that you made statements about him doing stuff to you. I told you, as far as I understand, you were a victim. I was trying to find out more about that, so if you'd like to talk about that without an attorney present, that's up to you. You just have to let me know.
I can do that.
Okay. All right. So, broad and general question, what happened? Take a deep breath.
Okay. Last night was a culmination of things that had been going on for the past week and month or so.
Okay.
I remember doing a census bureau with Blake in January while I was living there.
Okay.
And I'd been there since January, and Blake had been progressively more aggressive towards me. He would make abusive statements. He would hold me by the wrists and shake me around. He spit in my face yesterday, and he would also have these angry fits of rage where he would start breaking things and throwing things around. And he even put a bunch of scratches on my guitar.
Okay.
So he just has he had anger problems, and he abused methamphetamine constantly. He also dabbled in fentanyl. He was a daily drunkard, and
Dabbled in fent. He's alive? Wait, he's not alive, but I mean from the fent though. Dabble. Niggas dabbling in fentanyl?
He kept complaining about how he didn't have his girlfriend or how she left him for someone else. And when he met me, he coaxed me into living with him because he wasn't going to be able to pay all of his rent on his own. And then he told me that that was his house and that he wanted me to leave or something, and I told him I didn't have a place to go because all of a sudden last night he was tripping LSD. He just I don't do drugs and I'm sober, so I went to rehab. I used to be an alcoholic, and then I moved back down here, did the program, and now I'm okay.
Good.
So thanks. What had to happen yesterday is something that I'd been taught when I was young. You know, I grew up around a family of police officers. I just learned that if somebody is pointing a firearm at you, you're supposed to grab their hand or grab the gun and then knock the other one away. So that's what I tried to do, and I ended up grabbing the gun and knocking his hand away, and I turned it around and I fired because he had cocked it and everything. I was not going to it was my life or it was his life. He was threatening to kill me. Did he die?
No.
No.
I'm confused though, because if you say he was trained to knock the gun out of his hand, and then you grab said gun, is he a threat at that moment? Well, y'all are in close range. He could probably just try to grab it back. I'll let it slide.
As far as I
I'll
know,
let it slide.
I haven't gotten that update yet.
Okay, so, and then last night he decided to buy LSD and was acting nutso. He brought it over to me and he was talking to me and he said something like, God, I can't even remember what he said. Do you have my gun? Is what he was asking me.
And he had it in his possession?
Yeah, and I was laying down asleep. It's like, do you have my gun? Do you have my gun? He was just being annoying. And I was like, what do you mean, do I have your gun? And he was pointing it at me at this point. It was like sideways. And so I grabbed it and I pushed his hand away. I grabbed it again and I let loose.
Now, why, if he's just asking you, at this point, do you have my gun? Was he on drugs at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what made you grab the gun?
The fact that he was pointing it at me and his finger was on the trigger.
Did he say anything to you other than, do you know where my gun is?
He kept asking to have sex with me, and I kept refusing because we were just friends, and I know that his status is not compatible with mine. And
when you say status, what do you mean?
Like I can't have sex with someone who's like looking for unprotected sex.
Gotcha.
So I'm not.
Have you guys ever had sex?
He's taken advantage of me a few times.
Okay.
And I just live there, so.
Amber claims she had been living with her victim because she had nowhere else to go. She also claims he would take advantage of her on multiple occasions. The detective listens to Amber's story, but is more concerned with how she managed to shoot him with his own gun.
Just show me pretending this is a firearm. This is so flat, it's not even close to a firearm. But
it's
I'm trying
almost as flat as the one that he had.
Okay, just kind of show me how he had it.
Like this, and I was laying on the couch here.
Okay.
And you go like this.
So this is the barrel pointing towards you, as if I'm you and you're on the couch and he had it, and his finger was on the trigger? Okay, and then...
It's like bouncing around.
Okay, and then say I have it, and I'm you, and I have it bouncing around here. What did you do? You have the permission to touch me. And if you hurt me, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm just putting that out there.
Something like that. Like I pulled this up, and I pushed his arm back.
Okay.
Just really quickly though, like with my palm.
So did he have two hands on it?
Some judo or some
one
shit.
hand. It was like in his right hand.
So, okay. And because his finger was on the trigger, did he fire any shots at you at all? Or you were just able to manipulate the gun and get it away from him?
I was able to manipulate
it
away from him.
And then what?
Just instinctually just fire. Like grab it like this, turn it around, and fire.
Okay.
With both of my hands, like cupping the...
Okay. And why did you fire?
I felt like he was going to kill me. I had no way out of there. I had no way out of there.
And when you say no way, what does that mean?
I didn't know if I could run or hide. It was just completely instinctual. I really hope that that's okay by standard of officers, because I wasn't on any drugs. I was just so scared for my life that I felt like if I didn't shoot the man, he was going to kill me.
Okay. Where'd you shoot him on his body?
I think I shot him in his face.
Okay. And why there?
He was just there, like in front of me. He was smothering me.
Okay.
So that was like within my arm's reach. There was this much of him.
I gotcha.
So that I couldn't even see his chest because he was up against the couch. But the weird thing is that I thought I didn't shoot him.
Why?
He like moved around and he was like, oh, I'm bleeding, and he came up to like get me, and then that's when I cut him, because at that point I reached into my pocket, and I got my knife and I cut him.
Okay.
And then...
It's no way as this story is unfolding, and she's telling this story, and you can clearly hear yourself speaking. So there's no way you're hearing yourself say this, and it's making sense to you. Like, nigga, this shit went from self-defense maybe to I'm on his ass. Like, nigga, you did, after you shot him in the face, why ain't you escape? He said, I'm bleeding. You proceed to say, all right, let me get this knife out. Shorty, you said he was on the couch. Sitting? All of this is happening while he's sitting? What the hell? What is he talking about?
He opened the door because at this point it wasn't open yet.
Okay.
And then he got outside.
What wasn't open yet?
The cut.
Okay.
He got outside and then he started screaming and saying like, help me. And yeah. Then the other guard showed up and he was like threatening me. He kicked me, that guard that called the police. Like they were being aggressive towards me too, and they thought that I was just a prostitute.
I got you.
And
so as he's crawling outside, what's going on in this moment? Are you behind him? Are you in front of him?
I was behind him, and I was like trying to like get him back inside. That way there wasn't like some scene. Like I really didn't want to deal with people outside.
Okay.
So once he got outside, he was up, you know. So he slammed against the door. He was up, and he opens the door, and he goes outside and he starts running. And then once he gets across the street, I see him pull his head up like this, or maybe his head falls, and then he like walks and sits down over by the guard, and he's like, "Oh, help me!" And the guard's just, like starting to laugh, you know. And then the guard kicks me, and they're cursing at me, and so I just go back into the place, and I got the keys.
See, now that's where I have to ask you a question, because we had 4 witnesses on scene that said they saw you go up to him and his throat. So what happened with that? Was he doing something that made you perform that action, or what happened with that?
He just kept grabbing at me, and he was like trying to like get me to like I don't know, like be brought down to his level.
Why was he grabbing anything?
No.
Okay.
Like this.
I don't recall like doing much more than poking him with the knife by the time he was over there.
By the time he was over where?
Over by like all the public place. I wouldn't really.
So after he left out the front door?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we have 4 witnesses that identified you.
I was able to do that.
Okay. Understand what I'm saying? And they said
he
that
left.
Once you approached him, you mentioned you're gonna die. You've had this coming to you, or something like that. And that's when you pulled his head back and him behind his throat.
I didn't pull his head back, and I think that those people are like coming up with a cohesive story to make me look bad.
And why do you think that? Why would they be after you? Why would they have any interest in you?
I have no idea. Honestly, I do know that some of my photos have been released online. I think that those like immigrants without jobs would be like just okay with laughing at someone who has to go to jail because
I didn't get that vibe from them. I gotta let you know that, Amber.
Okay.
I didn't get that vibe from them.
I get that vibe from them because they constantly like stare at me while I'm walking into the door. Like my pictures have been released on the dark web. I know that those people are all over the dark web. I don't know if you've seen deeper dark web.
I have not. I'm not familiar.
Okay, me really, I'm not so much either. But if you ask one of the guys around here, ask them if they've seen me on the internet, they'll probably say yes.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that might have been another problem for Blaine.
She got corn.
Now aside from that, I still want to get back.
He was still threatening me.
Okay, so that's what I want to get into. Is that how he ended up? Because he has it on his neck. Okay, and they saw you literally leaving within seconds behind him, following him, and they identified you, which is how we knew it was you.
I couldn't let him just stay like that. You know, I was like, I felt bad.
Amber wants the detective to know that she is the victim. She claims that even the witnesses who saw what she did are lying about what they saw because everyone is out to get her. As the interrogation plays out, Amber becomes more and more unhinged as she realizes she may never go home.
When he approached me, that all happened, and then he sat back, and then he got up. So if that doesn't tell you the kind of rage that he was experiencing...
It could also be adrenaline. It could be something totally separate from rage.
No, it was scary rage. He was like screaming on the trip. He was like, "You're ruining this for me." And I was just like, I don't understand what I did wrong. Like I was just laying on the couch and trying to go to sleep. I'm trying to look cute, you know, like with your little like bear blanket or whatever. And
despite claiming that her victim would take advantage of her continuously, Amber just admitted to trying to look cute for him right before the shooting took place.
And he just kept like talking about the music and stuff, and like there was a shouting match, but it was about the music. And then he started to like screw around with me after he woke me up.
Screw around with you how?
As in like with a gun in my face. And he had done that with like other like knives and stuff, tools, the ones that I was carrying. And he also has a small knife that he was doing it with. Okay. And he kept doing that to me. He kept like holding it against me.
That night or just a buildup of? The
buildup of.
Understood.
Which may explain my erratic behavior in choosing to cut him. You know.
So now, once he's on the ground after he's shot, then what?
He gets up. He opens the door. He runs outside.
But I thought you said you stabbed him again before he ran out.
I didn't stab him. I cut him.
Okay, so you cut him before he ran out.
Yeah.
The difference
walks outside and starts complaining to the guard, you know, for like asking him for help.
And then at what point did he get this gun?
That was just a larger one after I had followed him. And
but why that one?
What should I say?
What should you say? What happened?
Of course.
Yeah. Why that cut here?
It
Were you
was
just trying to send a statement to him?
No. There was no statement or anything. I was just looking to do whatever it took
The
to get him
statement was
down.
rest in peace, most likely.
Okay, because now what I'm understanding is he's trying to separate himself from you and go and get help, and you're following behind him with the knife.
No, I didn't do that. I definitely sent him out there with a cut. I didn't follow him and then like in throat to throat, like I mean ear to ear. That was just what existed. But if those people all
they're definitely
decide,
saying
no,
that
if
you
they
came up to
decide
him and took his
group
head
together, I didn't touch his head.
his throat.
No, I did not do that.
Now, once we get these videos, what are they going to say? Because we have videos all over the street. We're just working on the landlord to give us videos for that area. I just want to make sure that everything that you're telling me is going to match what that video says.
Okay,
so that's what
would
I'm making
I be
sure.
in trouble if that was the case?
Just tell me the truth. That's why we're here. That's why we're here.
I'm so sorry. Yes, I wanted him dead at that point because he had threatened to kill me.
Okay.
And he had been pointing a gun at me.
Okay.
And so I was running on adrenaline.
I could imagine.
And that was just not. It wasn't okay. It wasn't okay to do in public. But I didn't pull his head back or anything.
So how did you do it? Like,
well, the same way that you would normally do it.
I haven't seen anybody's throat, so that's what I'm asking you to explain. I don't know what normal is.
You slide. I haven't done this ever before, and
Yeah, I think I've seen it in a movie or something. Definitely seen it in a movie or an anime before. Definitely probably like an episode of like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But nigga, why are we talking about decapitation? And why is she acting like this is normal? I wanted him dead at that point. So yeah, you had a gun. You said you shot him in the face. That wasn't enough?
I just slid the blade across
It's
his
not
head.
enough?
Were you in front of him or behind him?
I was beside him.
So on the side of him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I rushed over and I went like that. And it was really small and quick.
Okay.
Because I'm just afraid of him.
Okay. Now,
As soon as Amber is told she was caught on camera, she immediately begins telling some of the truth. As she explains why she attacked an injured man who was trying to run away from her, she continues playing the victim card.
Where are the cameras located?
on First Avenue, South Dixie, and on J Street.
So,
And the two businesses that are on the side, 32 Dixie and 24 Dixie.
yeah, because I tried to ask for help at one of the bars.
Then what
and
happened?
Someone kicked me.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. But that's why I'm saying that I think that those people just made that stuff up.
Okay. Did you have blood on you? Did you have a knife in your hand or anything like that?
I had some blood on me, yeah.
Okay. Maybe they were just afraid, and I don't know. People do weird things in weird situations.
It seemed like everybody there knew each other, and like I don't think that he did like try to basically like grab me again or like push me again, which got me to be aggressive. But my details are fuzzy from what happened after I shot him.
But
so let me ask you this.
I have PTSD,
I need the timeline.
so
Did she shoot
I don't
the
really
first
know
or did she
what
book him
exactly
first?
happened.
Sure.
But I knew that those people just thought that I was some prostitute or whatever, and that they wanted Blake to be my pimp or something.
Why are you coming up with this consensus?
Well, because that's okay. When I lived in Orlando at college, that was the whole like motif of everything that was published about me without my knowledge online.
When you say publish, are you referring to the...
Yes.
Okay.
And so I think Blake just wanted to take that guy's spot. And they kept calling him a pimp. And so whoever these people are, and Blake talks to the neighbors all the time. And so he's a huge ass kisser. And like he just like does that, and there's nothing wrong with it, but he'll like invite them in and like get screwed up with them and like
Screwed up how?
like he'll just give them alcohol or drugs, or they'll give him drugs.
Have you ever witnessed him doing drugs?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you done drugs with him?
No.
Ever? Before rehab?
No.
Okay.
The detective asks Amber to stand up and reenact how she attacked her victim while he was lying in front of the nightclub. The detective also wants to know why she tried to flee the scene if she is a victim.
He was about this tall.
Okay.
And so I had my knife and I just went like this. And I like turned away and I was trying to get away from him.
Okay.
And then the like corner parking lot guard started screaming, and then he said, "Get the f*** away from me, bitch," and like all of this like disgusting language.
Sure.
And then some other guy that got out of a car, like I don't know what they were running over their valet, or maybe they were doing a drug deal, like I don't know.
Okay.
But like he kicked me, and then that's when I went to the bamboo room for help. And
Now, why didn't you stay on scene if you were trying to get help? Why leave in a Monte Carlo?
I just couldn't stay. I thought that I was going to be blamed for something because all those people, like with all the witnesses at that time, just trying to group their story and glue it together. I don't trust that.
After attacking her victim a second time, Amber attempted to dispose of the knife and then drive away from the crime scene. Her excuse is she was worried the police would think she had done something wrong. The only issue is, Amber left her ID at the crime scene.
I knew that if I showed it back on scene, somebody would call her, I would go to the police station. I planned on getting my stuff, giving it to my dad, putting the car back and leaving, and then calling about this. That's what I planned on doing because I didn't want my address and my name took. But then when I got back to the scene, I noticed my driver's license was missing. Right. I'm assuming you all collected that.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yes, we did. That's how we were also able to identify you.
Right.
Okay, so,
Missing. What?
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Will I be released from here to go talk to my dad and get home?
It's possible. I have to figure that out.
This
Once we're done here, I still have to talk to one more person, and then I'll keep it straight up with you, and then we'll talk from there. You know, but other than that,
The detective is about to joke with Amber about her purse. Watch how she laughs with the detective and quickly realizes she shouldn't be laughing. The change from happy to sad is almost instant.
none of that stuff belongs to you. That's besides the knives.
The knives belong to me, the lighter, the gun.
What about the purse?
The purse is mine.
And the phone and all that stuff, everything inside the purse is yours. That's not his purse.
No.
Okay.
No.
You never know, it's 2020.
Yeah.
But the firearm is
Hearing that from you.
It's not as funny as it I swear it's
Yeah,
not.
it belonged to him. He lent it to me, but...
Oh,
You
nigga,
never
I
know,
just
it's
got
2020.
whiplash. Hell no.
But the
She's slow. Like, if you're gonna do this, right, you're gonna portray this character in this role that you're abused and you're upset and all of these things. My nigga, you cannot immediately go from to like, bro, what? You're not okay. I know you're not. There's something wrong with you. But what the hell?
the firearm is
Hearing that from you. Yeah, it belonged to him. He lent it to me, but I told him no. I wish it was mine. That's what I'm saying. That's a stupid joke. It's just like a safety
It's better
thing.
off for you to go like back to neutral.
But if I need to be called on as a witness or something, I understand. But really, I think it's clear that Blake had tried to threaten me, and I had to take action to just get him done.
Okay. And when you say done, what do you mean by that?
Just
away,
more.
dead?
Get him gone.
Okay.
I didn't do anything crazy or like a terrorist, like pulling his head back and like doing some kind of show. Like I ran the blade quickly over skin.
The second time.
That's what that
Both
was.
times.
So he did attack you in the house, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Because you literally just said he didn't attack you. I don't know if you were just talking back to him what you
I
said.
didn't say that.
Okay. So
You
he
said
attacked
that.
you in the house.
Yes.
Okay, and then he left outside, and you followed him. You were within a yard of him, and you cut him again.
No.
What?
I'm not going to agree to that
But
kind
you
of
literally
statement.
just-
But you just
My
said
brain
you-
had been, no, I did not.
You said
no,
that
I
you
said that my
came up-
mind was fuzzy.
She
Okay,
did say
I know
that.
you
Change the
understand. You don't have to change the story.
You
I
said
don't want you to change the
No,
story.
what I'm saying
I want
is
you to
that-
keep the truth as to what happened. You did
Right.
mention to me many times that you came up to him and you thought it was done already, and you thought that people had seen.
Even though I thought that they had already realized, by that point, that it wouldn't have mattered if I took the blade to him again.
Okay.
So that's
because
why
there was already a cut there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I was just like, just making sure,
Tell me the truth. Make it sure what? That you want him dead.
he was going to kill me.
Answer the question. It's okay. It is. It is. It's okay. You're here. You're safe now.
I understand.
Okay. I just need to know what it is that you were thinking at that time and what you were feeling at that
Well,
time.
now you know, because what I was thinking was that this man is unsafe and he's going to hurt either me or somebody else.
Okay.
And then what I was feeling was upset, sad, and just scared.
Understood. You what?
Nothing.
Ew, that nasty ass orange Gatorade.
The detective leaves the room after being told that the victim made a statement about what really happened. Meanwhile, Amber notices a camera in the room, so she uses her hair to cover her face. When the detective returns, the victim's statement is read to Amber.
The fact that he said that he was laying on the couch when he asked you where his gun was and you told him he didn't need the gun again. Now, did you have the gun in your purse originally? Where was the gun originally?
On Poppy's shop.
Now, he said he last remembered your hand being inside the purse and you were pulling away, and that's when he remembered getting shot.
I pulled it from him and I shot him.
What is she
I'm
reading
sorry,
from?
my purse is so small.
Probably her nose.
I mean, I saw the gun. The gun is also so small. You know what I mean?
It just wouldn't fit in there.
Now, he then said he ran out, crawled across the road, and at one point you jumped on his back and then his throat.
I didn't.
Do you remember that?
No.
You don't
I didn't
remember
jump
that?
on his back or anything.
So you telling me this nigga survived? Cause brother, it sounds like she's telling her his statements. You made it? Congratulations! Boy, what the hell?
So why would he be lying about this?
I don't know. Probably to cover it up. He was on drugs. He was seriously up. That's just wrong.
Seriously got shot.
So you're saying everything that he said in here, nothing is the truth.
Going with the no, nothing. Besides the fact that he crawled across the street.
That's the only thing in here that's the truth.
Yeah. He wasn't even sitting or laying on the couch. I was laying on the couch.
a lot of times, if people are truly victims and scared, sure, sometimes they separate themselves. But if they do come back to the scene, they're seeking help. You know what I mean? You're doing things outside of that. You're taking off your clothes. You're changing your quote-unquote appearance. And, well,
no, I didn't change my appearance. I felt gross. I was like grossed out.
You did have
I
blood
didn't
all
want
over
to be
you.
there anymore. I suffer from trauma. I've been through a lot of like therapy, and I'm like a small girl that's been abused her whole life. Like I don't have this. It's okay. I don't have this kind of like, I don't know, like mental mannerism of like trying to cover up a crime. I was scared for my life because that man had been aggressive for the past like 2 months that I've known him. I don't understand the kind of social construct. Like I'm kind of autistic. Like I seriously don't get it. Like I don't know what else is going on in the city. All I know is that Blake was supposed to be taking care of me, and instead of doing that, he was like doing angry stuff, like breaking aerosol cans inside of the house.
I remember you saying that.
It appears that Amber does not understand the gravity of the situation she is in. She expects to go home after the interview, but the detective is about to let her know what will actually happen.
So I have to be held here. So I can't leave.
No, not right now.
Why did you tell me it was a possibility before?
Because it was a possibility, because I still need to find out.
Okay.
Yeah, if it was actual self-defense, maybe, I guess.
So it still is a possibility. I still need to find out. So once I find out, I'll let you know. You understand?
No.
You gonna make some calls?
So
I want to make. Yeah.
What are the outcomes of this?
Outcomes of what?
What if I don't get taken to court? How would that have happened?
If you don't get taken to court? What do you mean?
How do I avoid court? What's the sequence of action that needs to happen for me not to be called into court by any means?
You would still have to pull up the
Well,
court.
you would have to be found
Guilty,
not guilty of any charges. Okay, and that's how you avoid
Still have
court.
to go to
What
court.
charges?
Well, what you're facing is attempted first-degree murder. That's what you're facing. So that's why I need to find out what his injuries are, his status,
Wait.
what the
She
doctors
said
are thinking,
attempted. She said attempted.
and get with them and find out what the outcome is. I have your statement. He was interviewed at the hospital, like I mentioned to you.
That nigga really mad.
I'm waiting on the doctors, and I have witnesses, and I'm still waiting to get the video. Okay? Independent of the video, independent of the witness statements, that scene says a lot inside the house. You saw how we were in there, we ransacked everything, we documented everything, we swabbed everything, we did our job. Okay? So now it's just a matter of waiting to see what the doctor says, and then I'll let you know what's going on. I want to get some. Your eyes red? Close your.
Oh, it's my mascara.
Okay.
The detective leaves the room, and Amber decides it's a good time to fix her hair and have a good laugh.
Nigga, this like Azula fixing her makeup. Nigga, hey, I'm scared as scaring the out of me. Hold up. Play the character music. That bitch is an evil villain. Sorry, super villain.
The detective
crazy.
re-enters the room carrying a prop handgun used for demonstrations. The goal here is to get Amber to reenact the shooting, to see how likely it was she took the gun from her victim.
I tried to find a tall person. Okay, I'm not that tall, but you said he was taller than you, so I just wanted to see, while you were in the house, how it actually happened.
And I was like kind of comfortable in my sleep.
Okay.
And he came over to me, and he started like asking me questions. And so he had the gun with his finger in the trigger, and he was just holding it sideways, really low, like at his hip,
Like, oh, dog.
just like kind of hanging around with it.
Dog.
And I was laying down, and he was standing, so I would be like right here, the futon's really low. And so he started to kneel down, and he started doing that to, like around this area of my body, and that's when I just decided that I would do something like this to get things out of his hand. And I turned the gun around. I kind of scratched him, but I didn't want to scratch you. So I grabbed the gun like this, and I just kind of hunkered up and pulled.
Okay.
And so I think it just landed wherever it landed because he was that close to me.
I'm
every time.
confused because she keeps saying that he was on the couch. Then she's saying she was on the
Knife.
couch.
Right?
Like,
Just
what the
put it in your
fuck?
back pocket. I don't want it to bleed. Now, demonstrate to me.
Fudge?
I'm sorry, I'm visual. Anal retentive.
Yeah. So I'm still here.
We're still inside?
Yeah, we're still inside. I just pulled the trigger at him. He sits.
Now, demonstrate to me. I'm sorry, I'm visual. Anal retentive.
Yeah. So I'm still here.
I don't even want to Google what that means. She said she was anal retentive. What is it? What? What?
Here.
We're still inside?
Yeah, we're still inside.
What do that mean?
I just pulled the trigger at him. He sits back.
Oh, sorry.
And you're like on the floor. You're okay. And then at this point, you are like still angry, and you get up and come towards me, and I'm laying like this. And at this point, I just put my leg out, and you put your hands on me to send me back. I'm like kind of halfway folded. I can't really do it right now. I have the correction.
You still have a
yeah.
weapon.
And then that's when I took this out and just quickly slashed him across the throat. I know that looks sideways, but I drug the knife across.
Okay.
So, or was it this way? Oh yeah. I leave my knife in my back pocket like this.
Okay.
So I just don't like that.
Okay. Let's see. I think that's about it. Okay. Oh, you have my gun.
I do.
Okay. Sorry. Give me 1 minute. Let me get you another. If you need to use the restroom, let me just.
Yeah, I'd like to use the restroom.
If I can find pants, would that be okay? I mean, it's kind of weird.
Pants. Yeah.
Nigga, you ain't got no pants on. Why'd you pull up to work? She must have my pants for her. Oh, cause she got them dusty ass leggings on. Is she smelling herself?
Are you finished?
Probably smell like.
All right. So I did speak with the doctor, and I mean, it's not looking good.
Fries.
He is not going to be able to see out of his eye again, which is considered a permanent disfigurement. And because of the cut being so close to the carotid artery, you're going to monitor him throughout the night. So with that being said, you're being charged with attempted first-degree murder.
He made it!
What do I do?
What do you mean? What do you do? You're going to jail.
Oh, Jesus.
That's not how this sounded when I first got brought here.
What do you mean?
Okay.
I got your side of the story, and I said, based on what I'm waiting for the doctors to tell me.
So do I need a bondsman?
Mm-hmm.
And now I need to find a case.
Bitch, you
So
need
you need
James
to.
Bond.
They'll let you make phone calls there. I don't know if you have somebody's phone number in mind. I can write it down so you can take it with you. But you get to make a phone call at the jail, and whoever you feel like calling, they can call a bondsman for you and bond you out, or.
Man, what's up
All right,
with
so
this
we're gonna bring
empty
you
ass
back to the
bag
cell
of
back here.
Doritos? Nigga,
You're
throw
gonna
that shit
keep this
away.
with you. I'm gonna put this in your property along with your jewelry, and then if you have any questions, let me know.
So when we get to court,
You do first appearance. I forgot you haven't been arrested before. So what happens is you're charged, which is not a conviction. Okay, it's just saying based on what the totality of the circumstances are, your statement, his statement, the witness statements, and what we have on scene for everything that we collected. These are the charges that I feel are appropriate based on everything that we spoke about and everything that I have. From there on, you go to the jail. They book you based on the charges that are listed, and then you get to make phone calls if you want to, and then you go to first appearance tomorrow morning. You see the judge speaks with you, and you get appointed a public defender if you choose.
so what?
So you're going to jail for attempted first degree
what?
murder.
Well, I can't do anything about it, so I guess I'll go. But
No, you have to.
yeah,
You
But
have no
what I'm
choice.
saying is, it's just a charge. It's not a conviction. Okay. So you'll see the judge tomorrow. The judge will make contact with you, make contact with whoever your assigned attorney is, and go from there. And what they'll have is what's called the probable cause affidavit. He'll review it and make contact with you or your PD at the state attorney's office, at court, first appearance tomorrow.
In the end, Amber would accept a plea deal for 20 years in prison in exchange for her guilty plea. What do you think about Amber's interrogation footage?
Yeah, damn. 20 ball. 20 ball. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know if 20 was correct. Like, my nigga, she spazzed out. Brother, he's like this now. Like, he basically walking around like Kakashi out this hole. That's crazy. Also, she actually tried to eliminate this nigga for sure. Like, oh, the shot wasn't enough. Let me see if this knife can touch your carotid. No. Give her ass about 35, 40. Cause she acting like this fake. She acting like this a simulation or a game. And it's real. It's real life. The hell? He made it. Normally when I be watching these, they don't make it. So I'm happy he made it, man. Get better. I don't even know if that was a girl or not. Cause the way she was making it seem like y'all wasn't together, but I can't believe none of this she was saying. So under the assumption that she was your girlfriend, brother, you need better women choices. That's the end of the video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the video, share your thoughts on the video in the comment section below. Hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date when I drop videos on this channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe, y'all.
Everything I see and I achieve it, bitch, you everything I see and I achieve it, bitch, you best. Everything I'm seeing, I achieved it, bitch, you best believe it. It has been my Nintendo switch it, just don't kick it with my kinfolk. Haters just be talking, so I really do not need their info. Yeah, their info. Yeah.